Hello, my friends, and welcome back. Thank you very much for being with me again today. A little update on Andrew Tate, and not necessarily the update of what he's doing, but what Florida Attorney General wants to do to him. And I will show you who that Attorney General is. And while I'm at it, I'm going to show you another guy of the same stripe telling us that actually Putin is a dictator, but Zelensky is not. And I will tell you my gut feeling why that person makes this claim. And that person is the former defense minister of Great Britain, Mr. Shapps. Now, Mr. Shapps is one guy, all right? And then I will play a little clip with Andrew Tate. He was invited to the podcast. I watched a little bit, and Andrew Tate makes a fantastic point. Very, very fluid, very clear. And I like Andrew Tate's points. He makes straight points, and his logic is good. And he's very much hated by the Matrix. That's why the guy in the Attorney General in state of Florida has a problem with him. So they open a criminal investigation. And I'm going to reveal to you who that person is in charge of that. All right, so let's start with the first part. Florida opens criminal investigation into Tate Brothers. This is March 5th, 2025. Okay, portrayed like a crazy right here, because that's how you have to view him, right? Florida has launched a criminal investigation into British-American influencers Andrew Tate and Tristan Tate, who flew to the state last week from Romania, where they faced rape and human trafficking charges. Florida Attorney General James Uthmeier. Okay, so when I saw that, okay, you're one of those Zelensky Steins, it's okay, said investigators have issued search warrants and subpoenas as part of now active inquiry. In the US, the brothers also face a civil suit from a woman alleging they coerced her into sex work and then defamed her after she gave evidence to Romanian authorities. They strongly deny all the allegations against them. So, there you have. Uthmeier, a Republican, said on Tuesday's statement, "Last week, I directed my office to work with our law enforcement partners to conduct a preliminary inquiry into Andrew and Tristan Tate. Based on a thorough review of the evidence, I've directed the Office of Statewide Prosecution to execute search warrants and issue subpoenas in the non-active criminal investigation into the Tate brothers." All right, the same thing. This guy's Yahoo News. Florida Attorney General launches criminal investigation into Andrew Tate and his brother after they return to U.S. And you remember that guy called DeSantis, who just fell out of grace a long time ago. He plays and says, "We don't accept this kind of people in our state." You got other criminals over there. Remember, you had Al Capone at one point. But anyway, so who's this Uthmeier? James, Florida's Attorney General James Uthmeier. Here he is. I mean, I don't need a name and a face. For me, everything was clear, but no problem. He is early life. I like early life. I like early life. And read the second sentence. So Uthmeier is a native of Destin, Florida. He was born to a Jewish family. All right, there you go. You got it? So you know who this guy is. And then we find out from former UK Defense Secretary says it's tragic to witness US siding with dictator Putin. Now, who's the former UK Defense? This is Mr. Shapps. Right here, former UK Defense Secretary Grant Shapps. Now, Grant Shapps, for you, just so you know, right here, we go back to the early life and education, and we find out that his family is Jewish as well. Zelensky, who he defends in this one, and indirectly, is Jewish as well. As is Mr. Uthmeier. No problem here. But hey, so he's upset that the Europeans are siding with another Europeans. All right, that's one point. Then we have these guys, obviously the crazy guy, where are you? Right there, who is a little bit against Mr. Uthmeier's and Mr. Shapps' ideology and other things. Oh, this is a baboon right there. So you got that now. Is Putin a dictator? Let's see. Putin was elected. Was Zelensky elected? Last time when? So I think Putin is more of an elected official than Zelensky. Why? He still has the authority. I know. Trying to destroy people's character and dismantle their how do you call it, official position in a country. But hey, this is Shapps. Shapps, on the other hand, was never elected as far as I know. He was always appointed, mind you. And the other, Uthmeier, I think they are kind of appointed too. So you got two appointed guy, and Zelensky was obviously elected. So you got Uthmeier, you got Shapps, you got Zelensky, and we got many more. All right, so let's go to the video with Andrew Tate. Here it is, and he's going to talk about the difference between. He's going to talk about the difference between the American mentality and why it's different than the Europeans' leaders' mentality, which is, as he call it, feminism, feminized, feminine. And he's going to make a great point. And I know it's politically incorrect to say these things, but if you lived a certain time and if you observed and you went through certain life experience, I think that these guys, what they tell you, you realize that's a lie. So here it is. I'm going to play this for you. Nope. Just a second. He wants something.
Dictator. You're hiding in a bunker. There's a contingent of your own country who want you dead. The Russians want you dead. Now the Americans want you dead. The Europeans are promising you things, but the Europeans are femcentric. The Europeans...
Femcentric. Now, femcentric, but he was talking about why Zelensky is a drug addict. And he said it's very easy, and he made a point at the beginning.
Run by women. And when I say run by women... Well, I get this confused often. I often say that this is femininity that is destroying it. Europe is run by femininity. And when I say that, they'll say, Kier's not a woman. No, but he's not a man, is he? When I'm talking about women, I'm talking about the female mindset versus the masculine mindset. And feminism and the European state, they always say, we don't hate men. Look, Kier's a man, but he's not masculine. They hate men who act masculine. Yeah. They like the men who act like girls because they're eunuchs. They like the eunuchs and the girls. They don't like the real masculine men. Yeah. And there's not a single leader in Europe which is a masculine man. Europe is a feminine continent. And the problem with femininity as a whole is that as their emotions change, their obligations change. It's the masculine imperative to make a promise and make a pact. And even if your emotions change, you stick to your word. That is masculine. Female is, I love you so much right now. I'll never do everything for you. I'll die for you because I love you. As soon as she stops loving you, everything's out the window. Nothing matters. Her words don't matter. All that matters are her feelings. The problem that Zelensky has now is his allies are women, which means right now they feel like helping him, which means they'll make him a whole bunch of promises. They mean what they say. They're not lying. They mean it right now. But when their feelings change, everything changes. Before you know, he's in an apartment in Berlin, hiding from the FSB. He's going to catch a bullet, and he knows it. And that's why he's under pressure. That's why he's reacting.
So I think he made a valid point over there, and he says when these guys are going to look for him, the Russians, there's going to be bad for Zelensky. So that's his point. They make him promises, but when the Russians are going to look for him, who's going to defend him? So let me show you that little part. So right there.
They're not lying. They mean it right now. But when their feelings change, everything changes. Before you know it, he's in an apartment in Berlin, hiding from the FSB. He's going to catch a bullet, and he knows it. And that's why he's under pressure. That's why he's reacting like he did. Only the Americans could have negotiated and bargained for his safety.
Wait, you're saying...
So that's what it is. And I think he's right. I think he's right. But I just wanted to give you a little sample of Andrew Tate. And for that, and not only for that, he is hated by the Matrix. And these guys are going to eventually make his life miserable. And he's, what, 38 or something? So he's got a long life ahead of him, I hope. He said in the same interview that he has to go back to Romania in the 22nd or something like that. And if I catch a bullet, you know it's going to be the Ukrainians over there. So these are the people that we're supposed to sponsor, love, and support with our lives. So, thank you very much for being with me again today. Stay strong, stay smart, look for the truth, and be just.